We are finally doing this. We are finally here after years, if not decades. We are finally doing the greatest podcast in the history of the digital world and the internet. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the premiere episode of the most ambitious podcast in existence.
Yes.
Not counting the whatever podcasts they got going up in space, but because we're stuck here on Earth.
Yeah.
Welcome to the very first episode. Are you hyped? Okay.
I'm hyped.
Of review. Yeah. Of a review all movies with your hosts, Raph and Enshohma, my humble self, and my co-host,
Brayton Connor.
Indeed. Oh my goodness. Thank you, Brayton. I know when I first met you when you were like 4 years old and I was your babysitter.
Right. And you were looming over my crib. Yeah, that was weird.
Yes.
I don't know why I don't know why I was still in a crib at 4 years old, but I have some issues.
Yeah, it's okay, Brayton. We all had issues. I was still wearing Depends then.
Yeah. Well, you still are now.
No. I'm out of that phase.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry. I forgot you dropped that about 6 months ago.
Yes. Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you. Let's be accurate here.
Right.
So, do you still sleep in the crib though?
Let's move on.
Okay. Okay, when you were 4 years old and I was, whatever age I was, being your babysitter.
What's Vietnam? Okay, go ahead.
I don't want to think about it, Brayton. So, and also never mention the war again, okay?
Yes, but the point is, we've talked about this forever. We've juggled around this idea of and just how ambitious this would be and how this would just change everything forever.
Yeah. Now, when we first spoke of it back when you were back on that fateful crib watching night,
right?
We didn't know what the internet was, but we did read a bunch of Flash Gordon comics, and we came to the conclusion because they were very ahead of their time, and they had something called Ming Web, which was sort of this computer communication process where various people could put their it's from I think issue 343 of Flash Gordon.
It's actually from 344, but yes, please go continue.
Okay, yes. 344.
Yes.
Yeah, where the various citizens of Mongol would post praise for Ming the Merciless, but anybody who posted something bad on one of the Ming the Merciless blogs or vogues, as they called it in the comic, were captured and sent to battle giant lizards. Now, of course,
it's basically the same thing now. I mean, that's what Twitter is, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's what Twitter is, and unfortunately, there's no giant lizards. They just have horses pulling liberals in two ways.
Isn't there a giant lizard in office, though?
No. That's just a regular human. I wish it was a giant lizard. Things would run a lot smoother.
Okay,
so
gotcha.
Never trust the conspiracy people. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about. For example, they might tell you the Loch Ness Monster is a plesiosaur, but you and I know it's actually a gigantic seal brought forth by toxic waste.
I mean, that's obvious at this point. I mean, we're living in the 21st century. The other idea is just so antiquated.
Yeah, exactly. It's just silly.
Yeah.
So, but our idea tonight, let's stop beating around the bush. Mm-hmm. Let's talk about review all movies. Now, do you want to introduce this amazing concept, or should I?
I'll just say in brief. There have been plenty of podcasts out there where they've maybe talked about one movie or a movie series, but very few have tackled, tens upon 20s upon hundreds of films upon thousands of films upon hundreds of thousands of films, like we're going to tonight.
Yes, exactly.
This is a legitimate review all movies podcast,
Yeah, and it's sad too because Review All Monsters is completely dead. I'm not even joking.
Yeah, it wasn't picked up by the network. It was a failed pilot.
Yeah, and as we know, all podcasts on the internet live and die by network support.
Yep.
It's like I should have posted to more blogs.
So Review All Movies is a wonderful idea in theory, but it's going to be a wonderful execution here tonight, and it will be picked up by the networks.
Yes, exactly. So I'm really hoping that ZTV picks us up because they've been around, they haven't been canceled at all. They're still going strong. Good for them.
Yeah, this is a great idea, and I want to thank you for choosing me as your fifth choice in Enshohma. I mean, it really means a lot.
Oh, you're welcome. My other choices, Gail. The first person I asked was my friend Gail Lewis.
Yes.
She told me, no, you're out of your freaking mind. The second person I asked was Jesse Alonso. He says, no, you're out of your freaking mind, you wackaloon.
Right.
I think it was Andres Perez. We went to Andres Perez. And what I mean by we, I meant I.
Yes.
And he went like, oh, that's a fantastic idea, Enshohma, but I already have my own podcast called Review All Poems. And I do look forward to that. It's if there's one thing Andres Perez is perfect at is the poems of the world. All right, and then the fourth person I went to ask for was my own brother Gabe. He
then disowned you, right, and said, "You're no brother of mine," and then stormed out.
Yes. No, actually, no. First, he pulled out a sword that was hanging on above the fireplace in my mansion.
Right.
His mansion. I just live in the shed. And he tried to destroy me, saying that not another one of your crazy schemes. They must be obliterated before you can ruin mankind.
Yeah.
And then he disowned me because he realized that's a much simpler way than murdering me. So, but you are my fifth choice.
Right. And I quickly accepted after you tied me up and put a gun to my head. I absolutely accepted this opportunity because this is a chance to make history.
Yes. But I am happy to say that at first it was a ransom hostage situation.
Well,
but then the Stockholm syndrome sunk in.
Yeah, all is forgiven.
All right. So ladies and gentlemen, as Brayton so elegantly put it, we are literally going to review every movie ever made. And not just the American ones. All right, we've got in foreign movies, we got short films. What are those called? Educational films.
Yes. The little shorts that they used to show you in class. Remember those?
Oh yeah, definitely on Super 8.
Yes. We have dog movies. We have cat movies. We have pony movies.
We have movies featuring women as actresses. That's incredibly rare, especially in this day and age.
Right. I mean, women.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly. I'm so happy. It's a shame that Chris Pine had to play Wonder Woman because they couldn't find a correct actress. But the important thing is, it's Chris Pine.
Right.
So
I mean,
he can do anything.
yeah, it was very method acting, as I heard.
But no. I've just spent the last 2 years making this list. It was very daunting.
But you have a lot of time on your hands, right?
Oh, yes, absolutely. And thanks to my complete lack of social skills, I'm completely alone in that regard. And I can moving on.
Get over yourself.
Okay, you stop bringing it up, all right? Between the war and my social life, I don't need this.
All right.
Oh, we'll edit this out in post, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Brayton, do you want to start the list reading of the very first silent films ever made?
The very first silent film ever made. Get ready for this. Locomotive moves towards camera. I mean, that's, this is iconic. I mean, everybody's seen this, right?
Oh yeah, it's used as stock footage today, of the old timey train coming right at the camera. But this was the very first movie ever made.
Yeah.
I think Mr. Edison, Charles Edison.
Yes. No, I think it's Charles Bill Edison. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Bill.
He invented light, right?
Yes, he did. It's like let there be light, he said, and then the light bulb showed up.
And then there was light. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Bill Edison, he hired a bunch of unfortunately expendable Chinese railroad workers. And had them film the train without telling them what would happen, because trains were brand new back then too.
Oh, sure.
So nobody knew what would happen.
Nobody knew they were going to take off.
Yeah, or how much force those trains could actually wallop a human being. But no, thanks to the brave Chinese worker whose name was erased from history by Edison's company, we were able to get that footage, and it was such a big success at the various Nickelodeons. It's funny too. Nickelodeons used to exist.
Yeah.
But no movies existed, so they were pretty much empty buildings with screens and projectors.
Yeah, they used to like pour green slime on the audience and everything. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh, those were dark days before Bill Edison created the wonders.
This changed that. Yeah.
Yeah. But no. There was locomotive moves towards camera. And then Edison followed that up with you want to read this next title?
I'll let you take it. We'll kind of go back and forth. Yeah.
Excellent. Couple dances on camera. So Edison hired these two exceptionally desperate Irish, a married couple, I believe. They were Irish, needed the money, and they danced on camera doing one of their little Irish jigs. Now, it's black and white. You can't tell they're Irish. You just assume they're just brunettes and with a ghostly pale skin.
Right.
As
I know something about that.
Movies.
Right.
Yes, we do. Oh, I wish I had your perplexion, my friend. I could scare all those kids from Mystery Inc. So
I'm hurt. Moving on.
Okay.
Dog looks into camera. Now this is really risky. This is the first animal ever shown on screen.
Yeah. Back then, animals were considered the direct servants of Satan, as opposed to today, where we know they are sentient, soulful creatures, but they're not human, so we still treat them as second-class citizens.
Yes.
But no, back then, people literally thought every animal was pure evil. That's why, true fact, they tried to destroy every cat in medieval Europe, and that led to the Black Plague because the rats overran everything. So
let's never make that mistake again.
Yes, let's never make that mistake. Did I say steak?
Yeah, let's not make steaks either. That'll probably lure the rats even further.
Okay, yeah, I'm so hungry right now. So,
well, I'm hungry for our next film. Kids swim in water for the camera. Boy, oh boy.
Yeah, now, Edison did not want to film this because his electrical equipment was massive. It could not be moved, and he was afraid that
it could not be put in the water.
Yeah, sand and water would ruin it.
Yeah.
So, thankfully, Tesla, Nikolai Tesla, one night chloroformed Bill Edison and put the camera on top of a wheelbarrow, if not, I believe it was a donkey carriage. And took it to the beach and started filming just kids playing in the water. After that, several Yes. But when Nikola Tesla showed that he had the ability to create magic from science, the police officers ran in fear.
Yeah.
All but one police officer, who would later end up becoming the head of MGM. For you see, on that fateful day, several Jewish beachgoers would copy the technology that Nikola Tesla would share. They would take it away from Bill Edison, and that's how Hollywood was born. And after that, Edison, he desperately tried to track down each and every one of these individuals with mob hits.
Yeah.
Mob hits or mob henchmen?
I would say that the mob henchmen would be doing the mob I can't talk. Mob hits. So yeah, I suppose it would work either way. Anyway.
Okay. All right. But anyways, he tried sending various mob assassins. Oh, that's a better word.
Yes.
Yes, mob assassins to kill all these various people who stole his technology on that fateful day on the beach. But thankfully he was unsuccessful 30% of the time, and we got a whole slew of more movies that came out. So I'm going to read these lists in successions. If you have any questions, you just stop me, okay, Brayton?
Gotcha.
Okay, so after Kids Swim in Water for the Camera, there was Old Crone Washes Dishes for the Camera. All right, that pretty much explains itself.
Yeah.
So, and she definitely was not a looker. Then there, but on the other hand, there was sensual Arab woman belly dances for the camera, and I personally like that because Brayton, firsthand my weakness for belly dancers.
Right, and Arab women.
Arab women, yes, exactly. It's a winning pair. All right, and then after the Arab woman film, there was paint drying for the camera. Now that sounds exciting. Unfortunately, back then cameras could only take film for like 10 minutes, so. That was a whole mini series. That was I think 70 minutes worth of paint drying that they filmed. They
needed like multiple chargers for that. Then multiple.
Yeah. Then there was Grass Grows for Camera, so that's the slow burner.
Yeah,
the first slow burner in history. This is a very unique one when they start opening the aquariums to the public and peasants in general. Octopus Sleeps for the Camera. Then there was Clouds Move in Wind for the Camera, and I know that sounds like a very poetic title, but it literally the clouds are moving because wind is moving it. And this is a personal favorite because this is the first time real production was thrown behind one of these films. Hispanic monks do backflips at gunpoint for camera. This was Edison's attempt to try to take back Hollywood, and he went to Mexico, hired a bunch of mercenaries. They took over an entire monastery of Mexican monks, and they forced them to do backflips. And thankfully, the monks were very agile, if you will. So, yes. And it's a lot of fun. It's a fun film if you don't look at the expressions of terror and the crying eyes of the monks in question. This next one's weird. Norma Desmond looks at you through a camera.
Now, who is Norma Desmond?
I don't know. I think she's a big deal in the silent era. I do know that this film is just a weird little girl just looking at the camera and like looking all arrogant and whatnot. So I don't know. I hope we don't hear from her again.
She's probably dead by now.
Yeah, I hope so. In fact, I think it's safe to assume that almost everybody in these old silent films are long gone.
But they're alive in our hearts, and we're keeping them alive through this podcast.
Indeed. All right, old crone washes dishes for the camera too. Wash harder.
This is the first sequel.
Yeah, and a personal favorite of yours, right?
Oh, absolutely.
All right, next film is Nothing Really Happens on Camera.
So that speaks for itself, I think.
Yeah, that's actually the title. I'm not just joking.
And it's really bold, too. Having a motion picture without an emotion. All right. The Great Barn Hootenanny.
Right. This is... I'm so glad we finally got past all these pointless short films. From what I understand, The Great Barn Hootenanny is the first true narrative silent movie.
Okay.
So, okay. Oh God, let me get a drink of water here. Hold on.
Yeah.
Oy.
We're still in it, people. I'm not even out of the silent era yet, but we're still in it.
Yeah. Yeah, but no. The important thing is that now we're getting onto films with narrative.
Right.
We're no longer doing.
Yeah.
It's how many films of just people jumping over logs can they make?
There were a lot of them, wasn't there? I think they really lost their. I think they started to get stale after the 15th one.
Really, I thought they got stale after the 80th one.
Yeah, do you think it took that long for them to get stale? I don't know. It seemed like they were repeating the same formula after a while.
Okay, good point. Anyways, let's read this list. We can do film analysis.
Yeah.
All right. The Great Barn Hootenanny. Oh, you already said that.
Yep.
All right. The Sinful Robbing of a Train. All right. Oh, really? Norma Desmond is the goddess of the screen.
Wow. So it took her that long to return.
Yeah.
And now she's full of herself.
Yeah. God. I bet she was like the first diva Hollywood ever had.
Oh, yeah. I bet she was a horrible woman, too.
Yeah.
Because she is a woman after all, right?
Yeah. No. Again, Chris Pine, Wonder Woman. That's all I'm saying.
Yep.
All right. The Little Dutch Boy Who Saved Pittsburgh, the first true tragedy of the silent era.
A personal favorite of mine, it came from Canada.
Excellent. Yeah.
The Rob Ford story. Yeah.
That is a good movie. A slapstick comedy, Death by Stupidity, with also a very tragic ending. Norma Desmond saves the puny Dutch boy.
Huh. So
okay.
This is there's a pattern here I'm seeing.
Yeah. Let me do some quick research about this on WikiLinks. Okay. All right. So as you know, Little Dutch Boy Who Saves Pittsburgh is about a little Dutch boy who has to put his finger in the dam of Pittsburgh before Pittsburgh gets completely flooded. Unfortunately, the boy's finger freezes and he dies of hypermonia. But back then all foreigners died one way or another. Norma Desmond Saves the Puny Dutch Boy, though, was her unofficial sequel to that movie, where she, according to WikiLinks, she uses the power of Norma Desmondian to summon the boy back from the dead, and she's considered the hero, and the Dutch boys forever indebted her as her servant. So.
I bet. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah.
Let's move on to something more cheerful. The next film, The Night the Reindeer Died.
Oh, the first Christmas movie, just unfortunately, really dark.
Yeah,
I have to admit. Thankfully, things boost up with The Adventures of Mr. Negro, the first comedy to feature somebody who wasn't a pasty person.
Wow.
Yeah. So there's Norma Desmond Saves the Reindeer. Okay, that's another unofficial sequel to a tragedy.
I'm guessing another Christmas movie?
I guess so. Actually, according to this, Norma Desmond was so full of herself she actually tried to start a new holiday after Christmas called Norma. Desmond
Normamus?
Day. Yes, Normamus. It was only successful in Pittsburgh.
Okay. So she's probably like a little local legend around there then.
Yeah, I think so. So, all right. The Year of 5 Seasons. Never saw that one.
Never saw that one.
All right. Fritz Lang's Big Futuristic City.
Oh, okay. I know what that is.
Yeah.
I know that name. Yeah.
Oh, what is it?
Fritz Lang. He's the guy who directed Star Wars.
Was this his first true science fiction movie?
I think this might have been his 30th.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But
excellent.
he was still learning. Yeah. Totally.
All right. The Year of Norma Desmond.
Huh.
Okay.
Okay.
Moving on.
Kind of getting sick of Norma here.
Yeah.
The Silent Mute.
Okay.
Self-explanatory, kind of redundant.
Mm-hmm. The 4 Seasons of Norma Desmond.
Wow. Norma's really pissing me off.
Don't worry. Maybe she's just one of those like silent movie stars who will never find success ever again in Hollywood in the late 50s.
I hope
on
so.
Sunset Boulevard. Yeah, I hope we never hear from her again.
Yeah.
So
let's again moving on to something more cheerful. Mr. Negro Goes to Town.
Okay, another lighthearted comedy. So,
right.
I have to ask you though. I can't tell through black and white films because I'm blind in one eye.
Uh-huh.
So, and I'm blind in the other eye too. Is he played by an actual black actor, or is he played by a black actor pretending to be a black actor in blackface?
A black actor pretending to be a black actor in blackface?
It did happen.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, that's
okay.
other than either that or like he just looks really weird.
Okay. That would be a shame. Well, it was a silent era. They did not have healthcare plans like we do.
That's true.
Okay. So, all right. The Royal Rascal, the first film starring Dumont, the famous actor who would go on to appear in the Dueling Cavalcade or whatever. Norma
Desmond is the Royal Queen.
I guess she wants to one-up Dumont there.
Okay. So yeah, I'm kind of fed up here with Norma Desmond. Moving on.
Let's just get through the list. Okay.
Yeah, let's do. Okay, I'm just telling you, I'm getting a little teed off, but
yeah. Here comes a personal favorite of yours.
All right.
Count Orgoff, the Jewish vampire.
That's true. Yes.
Oh wait, I said that wrong. I'm sorry. Count Orgoff, the Jewish-looking vampire.
Right. I mean, they didn't hire Jews back then. They just did the taxes.
Yeah. So it's. Oh, I gotta admit that terrifying scene in the pawn shop of horrors that still scares me to this day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and here's my personal favorite from the one of the first sexy fantasy movies of the silent era, Attack of the Centaur Women.
Right. I know how much you love centaurs.
Yeah. Well, no, centaur women or centaurettes as they're called.
I know how much you love centaurs.
Thank you.
1 hour later.
And then we have the Golem versus the Mechanical Thugs.
Mm-hmm.
So Harry Houdini's first directorial effort.
Yes.
Survival of the Dimmest. So never saw that one.
Nope.
Oh, brace yourself. Norma Desmond, Vampire Hunter.
You can probably tell from my silence that you know what? Move on, okay? Move on. I'm done with Norma.
Okay. The Orchid Thief. Never saw that one.
Never saw that one.
Okay. Norma Desmond saves Hollywood from itself.
Okay. Here's the thing, Raph. When I agreed to this, when I agreed to do this, I wasn't aware that there were so many Norma Desmond films.
Yeah.
I wish we would have gone over this beforehand. This is kind of uncool on your part.
Well, I did say we are going to review each and every movie, and if we have to deal with this Norma wench, I'm not going to say the B word, we're going to have to deal with this Norma wench.
I just think you should have told me beforehand. You know my feelings on Norma Desmond.
You just met the lady when I started reading the list, and I didn't know she existed beforehand.
I told you beforehand that this would be a problem, and we're going through with it. Fine, just go. It's fine.
Okay.
We're doing this for the cause.
All right. Listen, I quickly glossed over the wiki links. She doesn't last to the 30s, so
good.
Whatever movies we read, we're almost done with her.
I'm glad she's dead.
2 hours later.
Norma Desmond, Dinosaur Slayer. All right, we're going to burn through these movies. There's a lot of movies. The Ghosts of Planet X, The Angriest Saxophone in the World, Abbott and Costello Meets Themselves, Kali Takes a Holiday, the goddess of destruction decides to take a holiday.
Right. I mean, it's a lot of work destroying everything. Yeah.
All right. Night of the Mormons.
Terrifying.
Okay. Gail Linda Lewis and her American Travel Logs, which they pretty much explain themselves.
Mm-hmm.
The Day Horrors. The Illusion of Sanity. 10 Minutes Till Bedtime. The Knock at the Screen Door.
3 hours later.
The Tail That Wags the Cradle. The Wind Whispers Boredom. Okay, The Riddle Misunderstood. A Waste of a Good Afternoon.
6.5 hours later.
Genius Undisciplined. My nickname. Oh yeah. The Biscuit Incident. A tale based on true events. Robert Mosley versus the Robot Men.
3 weeks later.
My Neighbor the Flasher. Oh yeah, that's a risky comedy. The Wife of the Wolfman. Attack of Hitler's Brain. I Was Fondled by Frisky Spiders. I can only imagine what that's about.
Many months later.
Okay, we're finally in the early 50s. Okay, here we go.
I can't go on any longer.
Don't worry. We're almost done. We got like I got 4 more decades to go. I think.
I can't make it.
All right. Attack of the 50-foot. All right. Night of the Living Room, and that's not night as in the opposite of day. That's night as in K-N-I, Knigget. All right. Wake up. Wake up. I'm not doing this by myself.
I can't.
All right. Godzilla versus boring old zombies. Right. That's like the 16th Godzilla movie because they started early with that series.
Okay.
All right. The Snow Devil Who Loved Me. All right. The Mutants of 2051 AD. Okay. Lucas Lee, Action Doctor. Oh, God.
So long.
Oh, God. The Music Man Meets Dracula.
Enshohma.
What?
Enshohma.
What?
This was a stupid idea.
Jason Brown is a Man About Town. Oh, that rhymes. Okay.
I want to go to sleep.
No. We're almost done. Just let me get... It came from planet Earth.
I know.
It came to eat brains. The Beast from the Primordial Ooze.
Oh,
Mant, half man, half ant. Codename Dragonfly. Gaydar, the most unfortunately named monster. The Silver Eyes of Hairbot 001. The Beach of Hubanta Tapouti.
I can see why the others said no.
Invasion of the Venus Vixens.
Oh. I want to go to bed.
You go to bed when I say so.
No.
I'm not doing this by myself. The Brain That Ate Manhattan. It came to eat even more brains. Attack of the Dogman. The Son of the Dogman.
Enshohma. Can't we just say it was a valiant effort and stop the madness?
Okay. No, we're almost out of the 1950s.
I can't do this any longer.
I Was a Teenage Gorgon.
No.
The Vampires of Mars. The Day the Dinosaurs Devoured Detroit. The Bride from the Black Lagoon. Elvis Meets Godzilla. Battle of the Jumbo Keens.
No.
Okay.
This was all a publicity stunt. A bad idea.
It's not a bad idea.
Wasting our time for what?
Brayden, if we do this, we will be looked upon as gods among men. Do you know how many
I don't want to be a god.
I do.
Oh.
All right, let me finish reading this. This partial list is almost over. All right, Very Large Guy from Outer Space. Space Sharks and the Women Who Love Them. Frogalanche. It's about a bunch of frogs falling off a mountain. Those, sequel to Them. The Day the Earth Stood Stiff. The Vole People.
No.
Earth versus the Tiger.
I don't want to hear about the tiger.
The Brawling Eye.
Brawling Eye.
Welcome to Sir Huge-Happerfiend's Royal Orgy, Volume 1.
That's not even real.
Welcome to Sir Huge-Happy's Royal Orgy, Volume 2.
The sequel.
And welcome to Sir Huge-Happy Royal Orgy.
I don't want to hear another one of these.
Listen, Sir Huge-Hyphen was a hero of the British people.
I want to go home. I want to go to bed. Let me go home. Let me go to bed. I'm tired.
No.
I'm tired.
Okay.
Too many movies. Too many movies.
Brayden,
Too many movies.
You do know I swallowed the keys to this recording studio. We're stuck here.
You son of a bitch.
No.
I'll find one
okay,
way out
okay, how
of
about
this studio. You can't stop me.
Brayden, how about this? We'll finish. Let me just read 500 more.
No.
And then we'll call it a day, and we won't do this until next month, okay?
No more months. No more doing this. I'm not doing another podcast with you.
No.
As
All right.
long as I live.
Okay.
No more. You understand? No more.
Okay. Hold my extended beard.
Let's just finish
Okay.
it. Finish it.
All right. Yes, we are strong.
Strong.
Yes. All right. Next movie. Norman Desmond comes back from retirement. Praise her. Okay.
Let me out of here.
We're done.
Get me out of this room. You
Okay, if
son of a
that wench is coming
Get me
back,
out
we're not
of
doing this anymore.
Get me out of here.
No.
I will break this
it's
door
over.
down
I
and
agree.
take you with it.